everybody. I believe that we are alive, and yes, indeed, we are. Hello, everybody. My name is Harry Rice. I review games for the Montreal Canadiens. Tonight, we played against the New Jersey Devils, and, yeah, Yoshi Bros. I'm not here to talk about the Leafs. I'll get to that in a minute, though. But yeah, seriously, though, we're good. But yeah, the Canadiens played the Devils tonight. It was surprisingly a victory. And we're gonna be here to recap the game. If you guys are new here, we go through the opening lines for both teams. We go through a little game summary, stats recap, game summary analysis recap. I go through the stats for the Canadiens, and then we get on out of here. So yeah, we're gonna do that. Raymond, hell yes, hell to the yes. Go Habs, go Habs, go. Raymond, absolutely, man. Joshua Wolf, yes, we'll get to that. Raymond, absolutely. And Yoshi, yeah, I mean, I think most Leafs fans aren't smart like you and aren't done with Sheldon Keefe. Yeah, I definitely think that he is extremely incompetent. I've known this for a long time, and yeah. Glad the Habs won, but like, what am I gonna do? Be the new Habs fan that I'm quitting to be a Leafs fan? Be the new Habs fan that oh fuck, oh shit. Damn it. Fuck. The font changed. Okay. So I apologize, boys. The font has changed. Yeah, I don't get why. I think it changed to the Twitch style chat. I don't know why that happened. No, I'm on my Twitch account right now. I gotta log out. Yeah, I was trying to set it up because I was gonna stream on Twitch today, but I didn't, and I don't think I will for the next, couple days maybe. I was originally going to stream, but the event that I was going to stream for, yeah, it turns out it's not the event that I thought it was going to be. So yeah, yes, I've allowed you to access my Google account before Streamlabs. Sorry, boys. Well, let's just say the Habs rebounded, that I'll be a Habs fan. Hey, let's go, Yoshi Bros. Hell yeah, thank you, man. I'm glad that you'll be a Habs fan. And, yeah. So, for example, I'm just going to test a subscriber. There we go. Okay, so yeah, I am on the right account. How do I do this again? Fuck. I'm trying to remember how I get to the chat. Chat? Chat box widget settings. Okay, there we go. So, no, I do not want Twitch. I want clean. And save settings. Oh, there we go. Okay, so there we go. So, we've officially reset. I apologize, boys. Like I said, I was doing stuff on Twitch. I was fixing how a stream layout would look, and I accidentally did some of the settings on my YouTube because I thought that I was able to switch back and forth between them. Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. It's fixed now. So yeah, Yoshi Bros. I mean, fuck, we'll take in the Habs fan base. We'll take more fans, more ex-Leafs fans. Nick Sochi, yes, the top line of Slaf, Suzuki, and Caufield is gonna look scary. Right, it looks scary right now, and it's just gonna get even better as Slaf turns into a legit top-line 80 point-per-game power forward, as Caufield becomes a 40-50 goal scorer, and as Suzuki becomes the best damn two-way forward in the National Hockey League, that first line is going to be scary. And then, yep, so there we go. Yep, we're back to normal. I'm just going to see real quick. Is there a way that I'm going to be able to... Is there a way that I could get... What does his box look like? Sorry, boys. Ew, I hate that. That does not look good. And then I know what Twitch looks like. Not that I'm bringing my toughest thoughts to a Habs room, but likely, come on. What other Canadian teams there could be for me to cheer on? Maybe I could see Nick Suzuki being better. Exactly, Yoshi Bros. Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't know what other Canadian teams have a chance to win a Stanley Cup over the Habs. We're actually going to go with Chunky, I think. I like how that looks, so we're going to try that. But yeah, sorry, yeah, again, I don't know which team would have a better chance. I mean, I think this year the Canucks have a pretty good chance, but then against the Canucks, they're probably going to go out in the second round somehow. Habs are better than the Leafs, absolutely, Nick. I mean, we've won more games in our last 5 than the Maple Leafs have, so that's pretty fun. It's also funny, the Habs have blown leads. I think it was in 2 straight. I think we blew a lead against the Avs as well, if I remember correctly. And we still won. So unlike the Maple Leafs, when we blow a lead, we don't completely panic and collapse. We know how to rebound. So I think that's pretty funny. But this isn't a Leafs stream. This is a Canadiens stream. So, yeah. we're going to get into the lines and whatever, and I apologize, by the way, for the potential lack of notes during this game. I was very out of it during the game. Nothing happened. I wasn't like, I just got home from like the hospital, wisdom tooth or something like that. No, literally just for some reason I just had a hard time focusing completely on the game. So, yeah, I'm hoping that tomorrow night's game against the Senators is a little bit better. We'll see, though. So, the opening lines for the... Yeah, great start. Can Ottawa keep their winning streak? No, Nick. There's no chance. Exactly, Nick. I mean, Montreal has always been better than the Ottawa Senators. The Senators still have zero forward depth. They still have no defense. They still don't have solid goaltending. And I can't see the winning streak against Montreal continuing. Hell, I genuinely won't be surprised if we were supposed to. Make the playoffs. Or sorry, I wouldn't be surprised if Montreal were wanting to call up Jack Eye, but they saw Ottawa on the schedule and they said, nah, we don't need him again. We don't need him against those guys. We'll call him up after that game, which would be genuinely hilarious. But at the same time, it would be great to see Jack Guy kick the shit out of Mark Kastelik once again. But I don't know. We'll see. Harry, not the greatest move. Maybe after a live stream, could it be even better? Might consider Montreal. I mean, yeah, Yoshi Bros, it looks like it right now. I mean, Toronto definitely had a peak early on in the year. Yeah, I definitely think that Montreal could end up making the playoffs in the East. I think that'd be awesome if we do. We actually talked about this, or I talked about this, I should say, on the Habnormals podcast. Link in the description. There is a new episode that just went up today that we talked about the Habs' potential playoff push. I talked about it with Matt and Rick on the Habs Normal podcast. So again, boyos, go check it out. Link in the description. Very fun show, and yeah, there's gonna be some more episodes coming. I believe it's every week, every Wednesday or Thursday. So check that out. It's a great podcast. It's a great show. Check that out, please, and thank you. But yeah, I definitely brought up how Montreal could maybe go on a hot streak and end up making the playoffs. I don't want to spoil too much because, again, I talked about on that podcast. But, yeah, Habs been 2 in a row, possible playoff push. Raymond, you got to watch the Habnormals podcast to find out my thoughts on that. But, legit, though, I mentioned that there's a possibility. I definitely think the Habs have a chance to make a playoff push, especially at this stage in the season. We're halfway through. Yeah, the Canadiens definitely have a chance to make a playoff push. I think they'll be able to do so. Having Doc and Newhook definitely hurts any playoff chances that we do have, but I think that with the depth that we have and the players that we have, they're very character players. They love playing against good teams, which then actually wouldn't surprise me that they end up shitting the bed against Ottawa because they look at them as probably, oh, okay, it's the Senators, we won't need to try. Which, I mean, those games against the bottom feeders, the basement dwellers who are never going to leave, like Ottawa and San Jose, we don't play great in those games, so it wouldn't surprise me if Ottawa does win, but it should be an easy win for the Canadiens tomorrow. But, yeah. It depends who's in net. If it's Jake Allen in net, we're losing. If it's Primo, 50-50. If it's Monty somehow, they're not going back to Monty tomorrow, but if it were somehow Monty, yeah, we're probably winning 100%. The season we look shitting, but I don't recall calling us shit, though. But yeah, we third last. It's embarrassing, but it's whatever. I had high hopes with the scores and shit. I mean, Nick, you should expect that out of the Ottawa Senators, I think. Brady Tkachuk is probably the worst captain in the National Hockey League. Claude Giroux, when he wants to go to Ottawa, that should have been a red flag immediately that someone wants to actually be in Ottawa. Tim Stützle's a diver. I can't even recall any other pieces of your actual forward core. Josh Norris, what the fuck's he doing this year? Shane Pinto likes to gamble. Yeah, there's really nothing else in your core. It's a bunch of losers, and guys who like to whine and dive, and there's no heart there. They have no intention of winning. They've gotten their money from the Senators. They've all gotten their money. In Pinto's case, from other sources other than the Senators, they must not have paid him yet. But they're all getting their money. They're happy. They're fine with, they're completely fine shitting the bed every year, being the laughing stock of the NHL, At this point, the Senators are going to need a third straight rebuild. They tried it in 2018, they've tried it in 2020, and now they're going to try it again in 2024. Every time the Senators rebuild, it results in another rebuild. So, I don't know. As a Habs fan, obviously, I'm happy to see the Senators keep wasting away season after season after season. Yeah. We were in the same spot last year, and the Habs were in the same spot ahead of us last season. Nick, we were, and we're making more progress. It's funny how the Canadiens, since 2017, when the Senators were a goal away from a Stanley Cup final, it's funny how the Canadiens picked third overall, went into a small retool, made the Cup finals, went into a rebuild, and are about to get out of the rebuild. In the same time that the Senators have allegedly been a playoff contender for 5 straight years and have missed the playoffs, I think it's now 7 straight years. Because there's no way they're 15 points back. There's a 0% chance they even make the playoffs at this point. So I think it's funny. I think it's really funny how the Senators fans will keep saying this team is going to take the right steps forward next game. And, oh, you know what, we're going to be in the playoffs. We're finally going to take that step above the Sabres and the Red Wings and the Canadiens. And we're going to be better than the Leafs. And it never happens. It never happens. Yeah, it doesn't happen. The Senators are going to be a basement-dwelling team until they trade Brady Tkachuk. Brady Tkachuk is not a winner. The fact that he's even the captain of an NHL team is fucking embarrassing. Genuinely. The fact that this is a guy who tells the fans not to boo while they're fucking losing. And the fans clearly don't want them to lose. This is a guy who is completely fine being a loser for his NHL career. And he does not want to change a goddamn thing. I think it's hilarious. There won't be another time we may see a rivalry for these two Canadian teams. Leafs and Sens or Leafs and Habs, because Sens aren't making the playoffs anytime soon, and the Leafs probably aren't going to be good enough to make the playoffs by the time the Canadiens are clinching first and second in the division at this point in the year. No, there's no way. I think they'd have to be almost next to undefeated to clinch the playoff spot at this point in the year. No, not even actually, because technically at this point, say they're undefeated 44-0-0, that's still only 88 points. They technically can still miss. So actually, there's no possible way if a team is 44-0-0 that they can clinch. It's like a 99% chance they do, but yeah. Nick, I'm a Canadiens fan. It is in my blood to hate the Senators, the Leafs, and the Bruins. The Bruins, I'm so on. I'm starting to get there to that hatred of them. The Leafs, I can't fully hate because my best friend's a Leafs fan, so I can't really shit on them. You know, I can just talk about how they're doing bad, but I can't really, hate on them. The Senators, I know I have no emotional attachments to the Ottawa Senators whatsoever, so I can go in on them as much as I want. I have viewers like you, Lucas C., Oakley, who are Senators fans, who watch my streams. And they know how bad their team is. They can take that stuff, you know? So, I absolutely hate the Ottawa Senators. I think I put them at 31st in my ranking every NHL team, like how I feel about them. They might honestly be 32 at the end of this year, now that I'm thinking about it. Alright, but enough rambling about a team that's never going to be relevant in the NHL. Again, the open lines for the Canadiens were Caufield, Suzuki, Slafkovsky, Harvey Pinard, Evans Gallagher, Monahan, and Armia, Pezzetta, Stevens, Ullinen, Gooley Matheson, Struble Savard, and Harris Barron were on the blue line. Sam Montembeault gets a start net for the Canadiens, and Jake Allen backs him up, giving Caden Primo the night off. I don't know if this means that maybe Caden Primo gets a net tomorrow. I know there's been that they want 2 starts for Monty and then 1 for the backup, but they're clearly going to have to go to a backup tonight because I think last game was Allen, so maybe they go Allen. I don't know. Maybe they go with the same tandem tonight. Just obviously Allen's starting, Monty's backing up. I could see Primo getting the start. I'm going to the game tomorrow. I can't wait to see all the Habs. Dude, Nick, when Sens fans like Nick even know, yeah, that building's the Air Canada Center. Not Air Canada Center. That's fucking Leafs building. Canadian Tire Center is going to be filled with Habs fans. That's when you know it's bad. But hey, Nick, at least you're honest, and yeah, I can't wait to see the Habs play their, in total, their 43rd home game of the year. That's not saying 43 that's not saying 43 out of 45 games so far have been Habs home games, but because you get 41 a year, and then it's like you play Ottawa. I think you play them 4 times, twice in Ottawa and twice in... You guys know what I mean. There's at least 43 home games for the Canadiens a year. What's going on in my league? There's something going on in the Sim League. I think someone's posting like updates and some shit. I should actually technically have the Canadiens Twitter open at all times just so I can see if there's any updates. There's not an injury. Why did I open Supercard? I meant to open Discord. What the fuck? Alright. Alright, sorry boys. I'm trying to look real quick. I'm trying to see if there's anything going on. Oh, never mind. It's just a fucking useless Skip Bayless tweet. The opening lines for the Devils, meanwhile, were Toffoli, Hischier, Bratt, Meyer, McLeod, Mercer. So we had the line. Howla, Lazar, Bastian, and Willman, Tierney, Holtz on forward. Marino, Nemec, Hughes, Miller. That is Quinn Hughes, Luke Hughes, and Colin Miller, not Kevin Miller and Quinn Hughes on the blue line, or Jack Hughes, because Jack Hughes was not playing tonight, unfortunately. And Ball, Foot were on the blue line. The three D pairings. Nico Dawes gets the start net for the Devils, and Vitek Vanacek backs him out with Akira Schmid. I want to say being in the AHL. I don't think he's hurt. I want to say he's just in the AHL. There's no before the game, surprisingly. Well, technically there is. I guess you could say that Ullinen, he's in. And Barron comes back into the lineup for Jonathan Kovacevic, who comes out. Yeah, I'll be interested to see if we're treating that sort of like a goalie rotation where Barron plays a couple games, Covey gets a couple games, maybe Covey gets a game, Barron gets a game, if we do it like that. I'm excited to see if that's how we do it. Ayo, funny how Sens fans kept saying they were guaranteed playoffs. Apple pie, exactly. It was like, okay, well, you know what? Toronto, they're probably going to make the playoffs because they do. Florida's going to be tired from their Cup Finals run. They're tired from their Cup Finals run. The Bruins, they're going to fall off hard. Tampa is probably really tired. They're going to fall off hard. Montreal is horrible. Buffalo isn't going to make the playoffs, which, I mean, that's actually the only good-looking take that they've had, it seems. Oh, and Detroit might make the playoffs. We should get at least second in the fucking Atlantic Division, and they're last. Apple pie, I couldn't agree more. It's genuinely hilarious how Senators fans keep saying, yeah, this is the year we progress forward. And they thought, like Nick Succi said, 3.79 goals against average, Giannis Korpisalo would take them to the playoffs. He's overpaid by at least $3.5 million, and I'm pretty sure that dude gets like $5 million. God, dude, that's what playing in Ottawa will do to a goaltender. Look at fucking, who was it that just left them this past year? Was it Cam Talbot? I think it was Cam Talbot. Yeah. Look at Cam Talbot's stats. In Ottawa last year, 36 games, a 2.93 goals against average, and an 898 save percentage. This year with the Kings, he's already played 30 games. He is their clear starter. 2.43 goals against average and a 915 save percentage, just about lining up with his career standard. Cam Talbot is playing better when there's an actual defense in front of him. Who would have thought when his defense is not comprised of Jake Sanderson, Travis Hamonic, Thomas Chabot, Nick Holden, Artem Zub, Jacob Chikrin, Nikita Zaitsev for part of a season, Tyler Clevin for 8 games, and Jacob Bernard Docker, when he has actual good defensemen in front of him, based guys like Drew Doughty, Mikey Anderson, Jordan Spence, Matt Roy. When he has these guys in front of him, who would have thought he's fucking good? Who would have thought? Wow. You know, and shout out David Rittich, by the way. He's played 5 goddamn games this year, 1.61 goals against average, and a 932 save percentage. Shout out David Rittich, who looked like his career had ended in Nashville in 21-22. Shout that out. You probably, I should probably get to Nick's comment. You're gonna play 3.79 goals against average Korpisalo tomorrow, so you're probably gonna score a lot. Nick, it's either we're winning like 8-1 or the Senators somehow win 2-1. It's gonna be very weird. Dude, apple pie, it wouldn't surprise me if Ottawa trades for him. Holy shit. Hey, the reason why I said we're going to make the playoffs, I had a $200 bet going on. That money is long gone. Oh yeah, Nick. I mean, your first mistake was betting on the Senators to make the playoffs. Fuck, I mean, you want to make a bet? I'll make a bet that the Sens will make the playoffs. I'll bet that they won't. Fuck, I'll take an easy $200. God damn, you might as well give him. You might as well give him that money the minute the first game of the season ended for the Senators. Fuck, that is really funny. That is really funny. All right, Devils try to press cement it in. The Habs then look to counterattack. Pizzetta has a nice hit. Barron then gets a really good chance on the wrap that's just stopped by Nico Dawes. Waugh nearly buries the rebound off of that. That was actually a pretty solid chance there. Would have loved to see him score there. This is the first whistle of the game, 6.5 minutes in. Just kind of back and forth. Not a lot of shots. I think the shots at this point were only 2-1 for the Canadiens, I want to say. Devils then press a minute later. We have so many picks these next 2 years. We do have, I think it is 22, like you said. I know we have a lot of fucking picks this year. Yeah, looking at it, we have our first this year. We have Colorado's second. We have ours and Minnesota's thirds. Our fourth, our and San Jose's fifth. A sixth, our seventh, Edmonton and Washington's as well. And then next year, we have ours and Calgary's firsts. Our and Pittsburgh's seconds. Ours and Vancouver's third round picks. Ours and Detroit's fourth round pick, which it is conditional. Oh, okay, so we get the later of Montreal, of Detroit or Boston 2025 fourth round picks. And of course the Calgary trade is conditional. If the 2024 first that Calgary has between 20 and 32, Montreal can take that one instead. And if Calgary and Florida's picks are both not top 10, Montreal will get the better. However, if Calgary's pick is top 10 and Florida's pick isn't, Montreal gets Florida's pick. And in the sub scenario, the Calgary doesn't receive Florida's first round pick in the, I think it was the Matthew Tkachuk trade. Calgary's pick is not top 10. Montreal gets the Calgary pick. Or sorry, if Calgary's pick then is in the top 10, Montreal gets the Calgary pick. And if Florida's pick is not in the top 10, if Florida's pick is not top 10, is a better pick than Calgary's, and was transferred to another team due to prior conditions, Montreal then also gets Calgary's 2025 fourth. And if Calgary's pick is top 10 and first overall, Montreal gets our third, and then the better of Calgary and Florida's 2026 first round picks. But if Calgary's pick is second to 10th, Montreal gets Calgary's 2025 first round pick. So there's the possibility in this trade that the Canadiens walk out of this. Okay, there's the possibility that we technically get, I believe, a 2025 fourth, a 2025 third, and a 2026 first out of this trade. What the fuck? But yeah, we do have a lot of trades apple pie. We do have a lot of picks apple pie. And I'm going to be excited when Hughes and Gorton are going to be able to start trading those to add in some scoring. I'm excited to see. We talked about this on the podcast. I'm excited to see if we're in at the deadline, how much we buy, if we go hardcore in, if we're just lightly buying in, if we're maybe taking some risks. I'm excited to see what the management does at the deadline. And then if we're selling, I'm assuming it'll be Monahan, Allen, maybe Savard, a couple guys like that. So yeah, been a fan of this joke franchise and never changed. Been 7 years of the same joke where goalies suck, defense is trash. Dorian ruined this team, and Melnick also. I mean, Nick, Melnick was actually doing you some good by trading away Erik Karlsson. Mark Stone, maybe not so much, but I mean, he still did some good. I genuinely think Melnick was probably the best owner for that team, especially because they make no money. So why should they be spending money? But yeah, I mean, Nick, the Canadiens are right here, man. We're a legitimate winning franchise. Yeah. Ken Hughes trade deadline day just to upset us. I mean, apple pie. I don't know. He's snoozing on trade deadline day. I don't think so. I think that if we're like a point out with 2 games in hand, for example, at the deadline, I think we could end up buying. I think we can end up trading, say, a second round pick for, say, an Andrei Kuzmenko. I mentioned this on the podcast as well. You guys can listen to that to hear my full thoughts on that. But, maybe oh, a third round pick to get a good third, fourth line guy. You know, maybe secure a little bit of veteranosity on the blue line, get a good bottom pair guy. You know, when we bought Eric Gustafson for a seventh, and he was pretty solid in the playoffs. In my opinion, I liked Eric Gustafson, and John Merrill was pretty all right too. I think we traded a fifth for him. I liked those guys in the Cup Finals run. They were pretty all right. And then yeah, if we're sellers again, I'm assuming it'll be Monahan dealt probably before the deadline. Probably Jake Allen's on the move. David Savard. I would think Hughes maybe tries to sell Yoel Armia just because he is playing well right now. I don't think he'll take just any deal. I do think he would want a certain amount, maybe a second round pick, because he is looking pretty solid so far this season. So I don't know though. We'll see though. Yeah. If I buy a Slaf jersey, it'll be Slaf. If I buy a Habs jersey, it'll be Slaf or Waugh. Let's go Sochi. Hell yeah. Slaf or Waugh? I would probably go Slaf personally, just because first overall pick, more letters, you know, make it worth the money. But I definitely could see Waugh being a really damn good third, second liner on the team. So yeah, Armia for Capo Kako. Apple Pie. Kako's probably not going to want that much anyways. You know what? I mean, I don't know. If the Rangers really want to help the Canadiens, Armia for Lafreniere. That's all I'm going to say. Lafreniere and Kako for Armia. Josh Anderson in a second. Take it or leave it, Rangers. That's all I'm going to say. Now that I'm done upsetting the two Rangers fans that watch this show, I completely forgot where I was. There's a Caufield shot that gets blocked by Cal Foot. Devils pressure. There's a turnover right in front. And Toffoli takes a shot that is stopped big time by Montembeault. Timo Meyer gets a really solid shot. That's stopped moments later. Then the Canadiens score, going back the other way. Juraj Slafkovsky gets his 6th goal of the year. He's got goals in back-to-back games. I don't think that's the first time in his career, but yeah, I mean, that's pretty solid. Gets it from Caufield. I seen the tweet on Twitter today, Slafkovsky for Zegras. Please no. I would not do that, Raymond. I like Zegras, but if they're asking for a first overall quality talent for a guy who was picked like 8th, nah, we're not taking it. Plus, a guy who's having a really horrible year for his 4th year in the NHL, I am not doing that. Gally Anderson, Armia, Pizzetta, and a 4th round pick for Lafreniere and Kako. Apple Pie, you know what? Yeah, I'd probably do that. I mean, you get rid of, God, what is that? Gally 6.5. Andy's like, that makes it 11, 14 mil with Armia. The issue with that, Apple Pie, actually, funny enough, would be we're below the minimum salary, the minimum cap floor. We need to be like 20 mil away from the from the salary cap. So we still do need to spend a decent amount of money. And yeah, Gally, Anderson, Armia, getting rid of all those guys. I mean, if we could just get rid of, say, Gally and Anderson, I'd be fine with that. Bring in Lafreniere and Kako. But yeah, no. I mean, I like Armia. I think he's had a solid year so far. But yeah, unfortunately, that we probably couldn't do that deal just because, again, we need to be the minimum cap floor. Hey, Zarbian, how's it going, my good sir? Thank you for coming by, Zarbian. Much appreciated. So Juraj Slafkovsky gets a pass from Cole Caufield. Really damn solid to flip the stick. And yeah, flips the stick, passes it right to Slafkovsky in front, and Slaf buries it. It's a 1-0 Canadiens lead. Waugh immediately. Sorry, I'm trying to move my. There we go. No joke, I have a Mike Matheson jersey, but someone gave it to me for an odd reason, and I don't know what to do with it. Well, Nick, wear it. That's what you do with the jersey. You wear it. What team is he on? Is he on Florida, Pittsburgh, Montreal? Is it like a junior team? What team is Matheson on in that jersey? Also, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the gain up a little bit. There we go. So I think we're getting a little bit better into the. Yeah, there we go. All right, perfect. Waugh immediately gets on a near break. That's broken up. He had a solid chance to make it 2-0. Habs and pressures. It's a junior team, Nick. That's fucking sick, dude. Dude, that's fucking cool. I mean, I don't know if you don't want it, like sell that shit. I guess sell it. But if you do, if you want to keep it, if you're like a jersey collector or something, yeah, fuck. I don't know, hang it up. Maybe if he comes by to Ottawa, if you're going to the game tomorrow, fuck, I don't know, wear it. Maybe ask him to autograph it if you're at like the stands or something, or like ask for like a puck. Mattson, I'll trade you a junior jersey for a puck, or something like that. But the Habs pressure. Devils then push back defensively. Devils then go to the power play as Gooley gets called for a high stick from behind. A high stick that comes from behind the play, I should say. He just gets the stick up. More of a cross check. More of a cross check than a high stick, but it's still a penalty regardless. Devils look to press. Monty ends up covering a puck. Toffoli tries to get in there. Savard says no. Holtz then gets stopped by Montembeault. There's a solid stop there with the screen in front. Habs are 1-4 on the penalty kill. And the shots are 10-9 for the Habs, with the lead being for the Canadiens 1-0 after the first period. And the Devils get a power play early on. Matheson's called for a high stick. That's just undisciplined. That sucks. And Devils look for some chances. Habs are easily able to clear. Devils do not get much at all. This is a power play for the Devils, by the way. That is now, I think it's now 0 for 14 in their last 4 games now, at this point in the game. The Devils' power play has struggled mightily since Jack Hughes got hurt, and it was showing so far. Habs then go to the power play about a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes after the Devils' power play ends. Michael McLeod's called. I was going to call him Cody McLeod. He has not been in the league for at least a decade. What the fuck? But Cody McLeod. Nick, yes, Matheson absolutely deserves to be an all-star. He has been really damn good. He's fallen off slightly. He's now third on the team in points, no longer second. But yeah, Matheson offensively has been one of the best defensemen in the National Hockey League, in my opinion, this year. I think he's been incredible. Absolutely deserves to be an all-star. It sucks that he's not going to make it this year. But then again, when you're on a team with Nick Suzuki, Cole Caufield, Sam Montembeault, it's a little bit tough to get on for an all-star game unless it were to be in Montreal, which I'm hoping that there's an all-star game in Montreal very soon, because I think that would genuinely be really cool. I think having an all-star game take place in Montreal would be really fun. I know we had one in 2009, and I think 1993, I think was the last time before that, but I know it was 93, 09, because everything was in Montreal that year. The All-Star Game, the draft, probably the NHL awards as well. I know everything took place in Montreal that 09 season because of the fucking 100th anniversary for the Canadiens. And of course the Canadiens are royalty, so you gotta honor that 100th anniversary. I'm fully expecting a 125-year anniversary as well in... Well, actually, technically, would it not be the 125th anniversary this year of the Canadiens existing? 1909 plus 125. No, that'd actually be in 2034. Okay, I'm stupid. So yeah, in a decade, I'm fully expecting a 125-year anniversary for the Montreal Canadiens. Hey, Sons, how's it going, man? Hello, baby. How's it going, Sons? Seriously, though. Let's move on. McLeod gets called for a hook on Gallagher. There's a couple chances. Slafkovsky on a cross crease just isn't able to get all of the puck, unfortunately. Monahan has a good look. The Habs are getting some looks, some good chances, I should say. Just unfortunately not able to score. The Habs are 0 for 1 on the power play tonight. I've said it the last 3 games, and it's been pretty solid, so I'm going to say it again. I hope we fire Alexander Burrows. I don't know why this is working lately, but every time I've said this, recently when I've said this, we've had a very solid power play and a pretty good offense, so I hope we fire Alex Burrows. I hope we fire Alexander Burrows. I hope we fire Alex Burrows. Thanks for beating the Devils. Hey, no problem, Sons. I'm glad that we can keep the Islanders in the playoff hunt and also keep our own playoff hunt alive. The Canadiens now 4 points out of a playoff spot, so that is really solid there. Devils get a bit of pressure. There's some stops from Montembeault. There's a good stop on a breakaway chance. I didn't see who it was. Might have been Timo Meier. I forget who exactly. But Montembeault then makes a really good stop on Dawson Mercer, who then ends up running into Montembeault. Nobody sees it, unfortunately. So nobody could go over and beat his ass. But thankfully, Monty got right up. He looked fine. So, yeah. Devils were in control. Monty making some solid stops. Toffoli centers to Timo Meier. Good shot there. That's stopped. Devils kept pressuring, but the Canadiens coming back. There's some good forecheck by the third line to just really kind of kill off time, get the puck out of the zone. There's a couple looks for both teams. Somewhat boring game tonight, in my opinion. Wasn't 100% like, oh my god, yes, high octane action all the way through. There were moments, a lot of it with the Devils, where they'd get a really good chance and Montembeault would just stop. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty entertaining game once you got to the third of what I was able to see. And again, there were bits and pieces of the game where it was like, oh shit, it'd get exciting for a couple seconds and then kind of die down. Montembeault has a nice stop on Dawson Mercer, who tries the Forsberg. That's just wide of the net. It looks like Montembeault ends up either getting a piece of it or ends up getting the stick of Mercer out of the way, so it ends up going wide. But big stop there. And the Canadiens score the other way, so that is twice in this game where the Devils get a massive opportunity to get a goal, and it goes back the other way, and the Canadiens end up scoring. Joshua Waugh gets his first in the National Hockey League. Welcome to the league, my good sir. Joshua Waugh from Monaghan and Armia. So Armia, that's news because he finally gets his first assist of the year. He's now got, I think it's 7 goals and an assist on the year. Monaghan with a really solid pass to him as Simon Nemec takes himself out of the play, goes to the side of the net. Waugh just kind of still in front. He says, okay, takes the shot, and it goes home. Yeah, he's got a smile on his face. Monahan immediately goes over, picks up the puck. That's going to be, as the commentator said, that's going to be on his shelf for probably the rest of his life. So, shout out Joshua Waugh. Even if he doesn't end up panning out to the extent we expect him to, he's got one more NHL goal than probably all of us in the chat combined. So, yeah. Paul Burrows, how's it going, man? Great game. Montembeault's are number one. Absolutely, Paul. I couldn't agree. Obviously, we're not going to stick with him tomorrow because it's the second half of a back-to-back, and playing your starting goalie back-to-back is probably not the smartest move. But yeah, I definitely am a massive fan of Montembeault, Paul. I've said it since he arrived. I think there's massive potential with Montembeault there. I think he has a chance to get a massive starting goalie role with the Canadiens, a big starting job with the Canadiens, especially until Jacob Fowler comes up in 3 to 4, maybe 5 years. Monty tonight, in my opinion, he made some damn good stops. If that Rangers game didn't do it, this game absolutely solidifies it. Montembeault is a starter in the National Hockey League. We talked about this on the podcast. He is apparently 10th in goals saved above expected in the NHL. He's 10th right now. Yeah, and Montembeault, he is just turned it on. He is a fucking starting goaltender, and yeah, I would love to see even more out of him. I'm loving what we're getting out of Monty so far. And again, yeah, if with the Canadiens make the playoffs, Montembeault in the playoffs could be really fucking cool to see. I'd love to see it. When in doubt, shoot the puck. Exactly, Sons. W. Joshua Waugh. I mean, it's a 2-on-1. Monahan passes him the puck. It's a really sort of wide open net. But yeah, Nemec just takes himself out of the play, and Joshua Waugh is able to capitalize. Just gets the puck, just shoots it. Doesn't look to make any fancy dekes to keep the puck away from Dawes or to get Nemec even more out of position. Bro just gets it and shoots it, and exactly, Sons, I couldn't agree more. When in doubt, shoot the puck, absolutely. As a Sens fan, I think Habs would be underdogs in the playoffs to make the finals, potentially win the Cup this season. Nick, I can't say that much, I don't think. I don't think this is a Cup-winning roster this year. I love the team, obviously. There's still a bit of a question mark on the blue line. Harrison Barron right now. When is Jack-Eye coming up is more of just a general what's happening there rather than a can he come up? It's just a when, which a spoiler by the end of the month. Lane Hudson, if he comes onto the team, is he immediately a top 4D? Do they play him bottom pair just to get him used to the NHL? If Lane Hudson even does come over this year, if not just next year, maybe this year. Yeah, I mean, it could be a Kel McCarr situation if the Canadiens end up making the playoffs. I think it was, I'm pretty sure it was McCarr actually. But yeah, if Hudson comes over like a Kel McCarr in the playoffs, or maybe right at the end of the year, yeah, I mean, I have faith in the coach and the core as well, Nick. But again, Doc being out for the rest of the season, I don't even know. We don't even know if he's going to be able to come back for the playoffs or if it's just next year he's going to be back. Newhook is supposed to come back in March, so that does help. Dvorak's out for the whole season. Tanner Pearson is still hurt. The Habs fans seem to forget that he exists. I have genuinely no fucking clue what's going on with him. It sucks because he was having a very solid start to the year by the time he got hurt. Yeah, so there's little pieces of our depth. I mean, little pieces. Fucking Kirby Dach's our literal second-line center, and Dvorak's our typical third-line center. But yeah, I mean, of course, at the deadline, you could make deals. Like, again, if we make a deal for Andrei Kuzmenko, you're adding a top six winger, in my opinion. I think he could turn back into a solid 20-30 goal scorer with the Canadiens. But again, check out the Hab Normals to hear more about that. But yeah, I think depending on the acquisitions, say we are in at the deadline, and we make some good acquisitions, I could definitely see acquisition messages. No, yeah, Habs have acquired acquisition. Yeah, I think I'm using the right word. But depending on, again, the moves that the Canadiens make, I absolutely could see this team being a big underdog in the playoffs if we make it. Again, I don't know about making the playoffs and winning the cup. I think that's more so a 3-4 year down the road thing. But if we made the playoffs, it would be massive to guys like Suzuki and Caufield and Newhook and Monty. And if he's here, Hudson, Gooley, Jack-Eye. It would be massive to these guys who have maybe Suzuki, Caufield made the playoffs before, or like the rest of those guys. Kirby Dach actually made it the playoffs one year. Newhook is a fucking cup champion already. But it would help these guys with getting that experience at least. And Rick from Talking Habs has said this before, that he doesn't think playoffs would help the Canadiens. Technically, yeah, no, it wouldn't, because there's that probability, first round exit, maybe second round. But I think it would be a massive help to the Canadiens to make that playoffs this early on, because then next year when you have Doc being fully healthy, potentially Reinbacher coming over from Europe if he's not in Laval next year, which I think he might be in Laval. I think it's better play him in Laval a year and then get him to the NHL. But again, we'll see what happens with him. I'm going to trust management, whatever they decide to do there. If Waugh makes the lineup out of training camp, if a guy like Sean Farrell maybe comes in, whoever we draft in 2024, if they're somehow NHL ready by the start of the 24 season, I am excited to see what this team does. And again, if we make the playoffs, anything can happen, obviously. But yeah, I don't think it's necessarily a finals or a cup run this year. Again, I think that's more 3-4 years down the line when we have all of our core in and we're a legitimately dangerous team. This year, again, without Doc, and as of right now, Newhook, and potentially maybe even Hudson, and losing depth like Dvorak and Pearson, who I think is a solid third and fourth liner, respectively. Without guys like this, it's a little bit risky to try and go on a cup run, in my opinion. But again, if we're in the playoffs, who knows what moves we make? We'll see. Montembeau's been surprising me as of late, too. Think they could push for the finals? I mean, Nick, absolutely we can push for the playoffs if Monty keeps playing up to the way that he's been playing recently, which I think he definitely can. I think Montembeau's got that dog in him. But yeah, I don't know about finals push. I mean, they've surprised me before. 2021, everybody, myself included, expect them to lose to Toronto in the first round, and they went to the fucking finals against Tampa Bay. So I mean, yeah, I fucking hate it when Bro's got a glorious opportunity to score. Exactly, Sons. They try and just do some stupid. They overthink it. They just try and make some stupid little deke, and that ends up breaking up the play. Exactly, like just Monahan to Joshua Waugh. Waugh's got it. Boom, it's in the net. Don't even think about it. Just fucking shoot that goddamn thing. And I just, like you said, Sons. Yeah, I mean, I hate that as well. I get why some people might go for that, but yeah, just don't overthink it. Just you get the puck, shoot it. You never know what happens. It might go in any given shot. Fuck, the third goal that the Canadiens scored tonight was basically that kind of goal. And we'll get to that, of course. But yeah, that's basically just a hey, shoot the puck. You never know what goes in type of situation. Your name is making me hungry for apple pie. Raymond, thankfully I've never had apple pie, so I don't need to be hungry for it. Habs then look to make it 3-0. Suzuki tries to find Slav. There's some good D by the Devils to get back in time. Habs tried to press. There's a solid look. Devils were very good on D at this stage in the game. Very much sort of collapsing in the zone, not letting many brilliant shots, passes, get around. Then there's a penalty with like 2 minutes left in the third. Or not even. There's like a minute barely left in the period. Nick Suzuki's called for high sticking Kevin Ball. Kevin Ball comes over, basically interferes with Suzuki. Suzuki gets the stick up. And Suzuki's the only call. It's a double minor for the high stick and nothing on Kevin Ball for interference. Yeah. Devils with 40 seconds left get a couple chances. Toffoli has a shot just wide of the net. There's a good stop and a scramble, 25 seconds left. And the shots in the period are the shots throughout 40 minutes are 21-17 for the Devils. Habs, though, have a 2-0 lead after 40 minutes of play. Habs have about 3:20 left to kill in the penalty to start the third period. Do I have any chocolate milk left? God damn it, I don't. Not in my cup, anyways. The Devils score. 47 seconds in, Luke Hughes just slaps a shot home. There's a very clear screen in front of Sam Montembeault. Nothing he could do there. It just ends up getting in, and it's 2-1 Devils now. Then they score again on the power play. By the way, that is their first power play goal in 5 games. Shout out for the Devils. Alexander Holtz makes it their second power play goal in 5 games. He buries it with another screen in front, and it's suddenly a 2-2 tie game. Habs are now 2 for 4 on the PK tonight. So that sucks, but it's only a tie game. Anything can happen to this stage. Devils get some pressure. They looked for the lead immediately. Devils get some chances, but those are heading wide of Montembeault. It was a bit of a shooting gallery for about a minute. It was like, take a slap shot, goes wide, get a shot, Montembeault will save it. I've told people in Sens group chats that Montreal has shot this year to go back to the finals, but without Doc Newhook, it could be tough. Exactly, Nick. I mean, Colorado, even in the East, like a team like Boston, even though we've just traditionally had their number, and the last time that we played them in, I think it was 2014 actually, we did beat them. But yeah, looking at it, in my opinion, I think a Boston could be fun. Florida would be a little bit tough. I'm trying to think of metropolitan teams that we probably couldn't beat. I don't know. Pittsburgh we've seen to do good against. Carolina does good in the playoffs until the conference finals. I don't know. The Rangers would be a bit tough. I mean, we've not traditionally liked the Rangers or Philadelphia. Actually, Philadelphia, I think they beat us 2010, 2009, I want to say, weirdly enough. That might have been one of the times Boston eliminated us. But I know it was like 2010, something like 2012 or something like that. Or no, 2012 was Pittsburgh-Philly first round. And then, of course, the play-ins, and then the Rangers, obviously, 2014, 2017. And yeah. Carolina, though, I think we've only played them twice in the playoffs. Once when they were Hartford, and then once when they were Carolina. I know they beat us in 2000 We might have played 3 times, actually, because why do I feel like we played Carolina in 2002 as well? Why do I feel like we played them twice? We did play them in 2002. They beat us in 6 games after we beat Boston in 6 games. So, yeah, that's pretty fun. So what about the 2006 playoffs then? When did we face them in the first round that year? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they beat us in 6 again that year. So, which kind of sucks, I'll admit, because the fucking Canadiens had a goddamn fucking 2-0 lead. Literally, here's the thing: we blew them the fuck out in game 1, and then literally every game afterwards was a 1-goal game. Either team the Canadiens could have won that in 6. If we end up taking game 3 in overtime, well, firstly, we probably sweep them more than likely, actually. But say they win game 4 and 5, game 6 goes to overtime, and fucking Corey Stillman, dude. Fuck Corey Stillman. But yeah, Nick, definitely. I mean, there's a shot for the Canadiens to make the finals, but I can't see it happening this year. I mean, that'd be fucking cool, obviously, but I don't see that happening. Habs then look to get a couple chances off with about 9 minutes left. Galley's line nearly gets a 3-on-2, but the pass to Galley gets picked off. Habs top line then gets out there. Slav has a solid job using his body to stop a forechecker. I like seeing that. Struble slips on the ice but ends up blocking a pass. That's something I did take note of. There were a couple players that ended up slipping Especially in the first and then this in the third with Struble. There was like 4 or 5 guys that ended up slipping on the ice, so I can't tell if it was just bad luck or the ice in Jersey kind of sucks. My guess is the latter, but that was weird. Canadians then get a bit of pressure after an icing. Gooley and Matheson end up running into each other. The Devils press afterwards. There's a nice stop on Montembeault. Habs then press, and we score. Cole Caufield gets his 14th of the year. He's now on a 3-game goal streak. So, boys, we talked about it. Caufield in the second half of the year could be fucking dynamite. And, well, I mean, since the halfway mark of the season, he has 3 goals in 3 games. So, yeah, he makes it 3-2 Devils. Monahan and Harris with the assist there. Harris just ended up taking a shot from the blue line. Takes a double deflection off Monahan. I don't think Caufield gets a shot. I don't think he gets the shot off. I'm pretty sure it goes off his... It's either off his sticking in or off his skating in. It looked like either or. But either way, the Devils decided not to challenge. It's a clean goal. And, yeah, really solid shot by Harris to get, again, the deflection, and it's in the net. Habs take the lead with about 4 minutes left. Habs look to extend the lead with a nice shot from Evans. Daw is able to stop that. Montembeault has a stop with 3 minutes left. There's an empty net for the Devils with a minute and a half. Toffoli has a good shot that's stopped by Montembeault. Getting up, squeezing the post, and just able to hold on to a puck. Hughes able to just walk into the zone. He doesn't get a shot off. The puck ends up coming out twice in the last 30 seconds. With about a minute left, they actually went back in their own zone. They almost gave it up to the Canadiens, actually. So, yeah. I think the Canadiens now, by the way, we are now a perfect 10-0-0 when we lead after the second period. So, we blew the lead, but unlike the Leafs, we did not fully choke. We did end up scoring the game winner. And, yeah, the Habs end up winning. My dad was born a fan of Montreal. That's the second team. He told me to cheer for them if they ever make the playoffs over the Sens and at every season, but not 2017 since my teammate. Well, you know what? Hey, Nick, that's completely fair. Honestly, that's fucking cool. If Montreal is your second team, hell yeah. I mean, obviously, for me personally, Montreal fan, I can't really cheer for the Senators. That's against my nature just because we have the natural rivalry of, what was it, 2013 and 2015? I think we faced each other in the playoffs. Let me actually see if I can... Habs, Sens, playoffs. Sens in Canadiens history. Thank you. Yeah, 2015 and 2013. I think 2013... you guys... Really? We've faced the Senators the most in franchise history. That's fun. Yeah, so 2013... Yeah, surprisingly, you guys took us out in 5 games. You destroyed us in Game 3 and 5. Both scores being 6-1. Shout out Danny Alfredson at 40 years old doing something that nobody should be doing, scoring on the Canadiens. But yeah, no, legitimately. And then, yeah, 2015, we fucking took you guys out. Funny enough, we actually led in the series 3-1. We actually led the series 3-0, and then you guys came back in Game 6. I think we won it at home. Nope, we were in Ottawa. So, actually, no, yeah, we were at home. But, no, legitimately. Patrick Weirkoch led you guys in fucking scoring, in playoff scoring that year. What the fuck? How? Okay, you know what? He had a career that year. Legitimately, 23 goals. I wish. 23 points. That would have been fucking awesome. 23 points in just 53 games. No, I don't want possession metrics. Give me, like, playoffs. Give me playoffs. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, you know what? He only ever made the playoffs basically that year because I only got into 1 game in 2013. Funny enough, both the times he made the playoffs, he had to face the Canadiens. That's kind of a cool stat. Patrick Weirkoch is a defenseman who made the playoffs twice in his career. Who did he face in both playoff series? That'd be a really fun trivia question. But yeah, so I mean, Nick, if the Sens could learn to get off their asses, I mean, we are 1-1. We do need a third playoff series to determine who the better team is. Montreal, but I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. But no, legitimately, puck comes out twice in the last 30 seconds, and that does it. The Canadiens end up winning 3-2 final for the Habs. The final shots are 30-25 for the Devils. The Devils really came on in that third period. I mean, all the shots were only 9-8, but I mean, Devils fought hard. They ended up tying the game, like I said. And, yeah, the 2 goals that they did score, you can't blame Monty. And even if they were terrible goals on Montembeault, you cannot put this game on him if we did end up losing because of the fucking 6 or 7 really damn good stops that he made in this game. And again, Montembeault, I think, is a legitimate starter. Us and you guys have always been fun games in the playoffs. Nick, yeah, I can imagine you probably like the 2013 series more. I obviously like the 2015 series more. But yeah, it seems like we've always been very fun. Of course, there's that comeback as well. The Canadiens, I think, down 3-0 with like 4 minutes left in the game. Let me see if I can... Habs comeback versus Sens. No, I don't want the Nick Suzuki comeback. Thank you, though. 4 goals. Yeah, it was down 3-0, and we ended up coming back to win 4-3 in OT. Oh, no, sorry. We were actually down 4-1. 4-1, actually. So, yeah, that was fucking sick. But yeah, I mean, fuck, dude. Dude, I want to come back like that while I'm a fucking Canadiens fan. That happened, I think it was 2014. God, like, I don't think I've seen a comeback that fucking dramatic. I've seen big blowouts. I've seen Colorado, the Detroit games 10-1. I've seen the Columbus game where we lost fucking 10-0. I've seen the Minnesota game. I think we lost 8-1. I think that was the one in like 2017. I've seen the Florida one, obviously 10-2 with Caufield's hat trick. Tyler Pillock, I've seen that. But I've never seen like a big like 5-0 against the Rangers or 4-1 against the Senators comeback while I've been a fan, at least as far as I can remember. I feel like I would remember if I've seen a big dramatic comeback like that. I've seen the Rangers come back when we were up 4-0 and 5-3 on them, or 5-2. I forget what it was. I've seen that. I've seen the fucking Canucks game, obviously from this year. We were up, I think, 3-0 and they won 4-3. I think that was the final score. I've seen that. But I've not seen like the Canadiens pulling off a dramatic comeback like that, unfortunately. At least not yet. It'll happen, but it's like a fucking once every decade type of thing. So keep watching the games and it'll probably happen. So yeah, I'm going to work my way on out of here. We're going to get into the final stats for the Canadiens, and then yeah, my voice is a little bit sore, so I would like to try and rest it a little bit because we're going to be back at this again tomorrow night. The Canadiens do play the Senators, Nick Sochi's team, so yeah, Nick Suzuki leads the Canadiens with 12 goals, 25 assists, 37 points. Cole Caufield leads the Habs in goals with 14. He also has 19 assists for 33 points. Mike Matheson's got 6 goals, 25 assists, 31 points. Stay with me now. Remember, he wasn't playing the top 15 DeFi games ago. Yeah, me too. Sean Monahan's got 11 goals, 16 assists, 27 points. I could ditch this. Sorry, boys, I had to cough real quick. I could ditch this team and become a Hab fan because I'm probably only a Sens fan that their dad was... I'm probably the only Sens fan where their dad was born as a Habs fan. But I always you know, Nick, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, if you want to become like an honorary Habs fan, that's fucking fine by me, man. If you want to be a Sens fan who just roots for the Canadiens when the Sens aren't playing, fuck, that'd be sick, dude. I mean, hell, we always could use more Habs fans. We can always use more Habs fans in the fan base, and yeah, I'm just excited to to have you on board if you want to be a Canadiens fan. Hell yeah. But Sean Monahan's got 11 goals, 16 assists, 27 points. Juraj Slafkovsky's got 6 goals, 11 assists, 17 points. So he's slowly getting more points. Good to see that coming for the young guy. Brendan Gallagher's got 7 goals, 8 assists, 15 points. Alex Newhook, who's currently out until, I believe, early mid-March. Around the trade deadlines when he's supposed to come back, I should say. He's got 7 goals, 6 assists, 13 points so far. Jake Evans has got 2 goals, 11 assists, 13 points. Josh Anderson, who's currently hurt, has 7 goals, 5 assists, 12 points. Justin Barron's got 6 goals, 6 assists, 12 points. David Savard's got 4 goals, 7 assists, 11 points. Caden Gooley, he's got 3 goals, 8 assists for 11 points. Yoel Armia's got 7 goals and assists for 8 points. Tanner Pearson, who is still currently hurt, has 4 goals, 4 assists, 8 points. Michael Pezzetta's got the opposite of Yoel Armia. He's got a goal and 7 assists for 8 points. Jonathan Kovacevic has 5 goals, 2 assists, 7 points. Christian Dvorak, who's currently out for the remainder of the year, unfortunately, and Jesse Ullin both have 3 goals, 4 assists for 7 points. Jordan Harris has 6 points. Jaden Struble, 2 goals, 3 assists for 5 points. Raphael Harry-Pinard with goal, 4 assists for 5 points. Gustav Lindstrom, when he was a Canadian, had 3 goals and assists for 4 points. Mitchell Stevens has got 2 goals and assists for 3 points. Arbor Jackai, who's currently in Laval, he's got a goal and assist for... He's got a goal and 2 assists for 3 points. He's got a goal and assist for 3 points. What the fuck was I saying? Kirby Doc, who's unfortunately out for the remainder of the year, and Caden Primo, both have 2 assists. Joshua Waugh has a goal. And Jake Allen and Sam Montembeault each have an assist this year. So, yeah, there we go. Michael Pizzetta's got 4 points. Arbor Jackey's got 3. Michael Pizzetta's got 4 fights. Arbor Jackey's got 3. Josh Anderson's got 2. Juraj Slafkovsky, Caden Gooley, Tanner Pearson, and Jaden Struble each have 1 fight this year so far. So yeah, boyos, that is going to do it for today's stream. Thank you all so much for watching. Please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, favorite, share, and includes, but it's not limited to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everything else. My name is Rice. Subscribe to join the Puff Club, the Haze Club, Sub Up, the Nation, if you remember the Lot Squad, where it comes to changing videos. It is much greatly appreciated. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Rice, and I am out. Adam Montreal, always remember, no matter how bad we were last year, how good we are like this year, go Habs go, baby. Good luck tomorrow. Hey, Nick, good luck tomorrow, man. GG's in advance. Hope to see you on the stream no matter who wins. And for the first time, for the first time this season, I will hide the logo of the previous team we face and the logo of the next team we face. Hopefully the score ends up being like this, with the winning score being on the Canadian side, but we'll see tomorrow, obviously. So yeah, again, boyos, that's going to do it again for today's stream. Links to scripts and IDMs on Wizards, the PO Box pay above, the Discord, the Letterboxd account, the Twitch, the Streamlabs, and the Habs Normal Podcast are all down there as well. Again, thank you all so much for watching. I'm actually going to say this really quickly as well. On Friday, I'm going to be going live on the second channel for Talking Habs, the Don't Puck With Media channel. Me and Rick, we're going to be doing a Q&A. We're going to be doing a Q&A over on, again, his second channel. So if you guys want to come by and check that out, I will be putting the link to to that channel in the description down below. I'm going to be there with Rick on Friday. We're doing it live. And so yeah, if you guys got any comments, anything you want to ask about, I believe anything general, not just hockey, but anything, then yeah, ask them in the chat for that stream. And I'll be live with Rick on Friday on the Don't Puck With Media channel. Just wanted to let you guys give you guys a reminder of that. So yeah, that is going to do it for today's stream, you guys. Again, thank you all so much for watching. My name is Fredkin, and I am out. Love you guys. See you guys. Bye, guys. Love you guys. See you guys. Bye, guys. Love you guys. See you guys. Bye, guys. Love you guys. See you guys. Bye. Bye, guys. Bye. Let's go, baby. I'll see you tomorrow.